Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. So recently, Bethesda just updated us on what was all changed in the new PTS. And in this video, I'm just going to be going over the changes and just giving my thoughts on them as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. Hope you all find this video enjoyable. And if you do, consider taking a little bit of your time and leaving a like on it. The support is greatly appreciated. As always, that's totally up to you. Just leaving a reminder here in the beginning. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So, let's see here. It starts off with saying Fallout 76 July 2023 PTS update and highlights notes. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this. We've reopened the public test server to share an early look at our upcoming game improvements for Fallout 76. We hope you will join us in trying out these changes and are very interested in your feedback and bug reports with us in the Bethesda Studios Discord server. Below this it says Vault 76 changes. We made changes to the base game experience for players freshly starting their game in Vault 76. Since Fallout 76 launched 5 years ago. 5 years ago! It's really been that long, hasn't it? Whew. Anyways, this game has came a long way since 5 years ago, I gotta say. Anyways, there have been numerous gameplay changes and improvements, and now we're giving new players a way to jump straight into the action in future updates. We've broken down the changes into 3 sections: what we added, what we changed, and what we fixed. New additions. General. Players can now choose to start at level 20. This gives them starter weapons, ammo, armor, perk packs, various survival supplies, and pre-filled loadouts. I've went over all of this in a previous video. I'll have a link to that video in the description. I get more into detail about these changes that we'll read about in this Inside the Vault. I just didn't go over every single change in that video, but I went over quite a few actually in game and showing them off. The reason why I didn't go over all the changes is because I didn't know all the changes, and neither did other players either. We had to try to figure out what was new in the PTS, and now they have officially updated us just recently. Anyways, carrying on here with these changes, they placed a donation box outside of Vault 76 for players to help one another, which that is just awesome. I showed that off as well in the video. I'll have a link in the description too. It'll also pop up at the end of this video too if you want to check it out. Anyways, carrying on here, it says 2 new perk cards have been added: Arms Keeper and Stable Tools. Arms Keeper reduces weight of rifles up to 75% if you haven't maxed out, and Stable Tools make it so you have better automatic melee weapon durability, up to 20% more durability if you have the new perk card maxed out. Also, there are now level 10 versions of T45 and Raider Power Armor, and they've added a new filter when viewing perk cards, and they also now give a warning to players under level 50 trying to enter a daily ops. Carrying on here, Workbench Changes. All Workbench lists use alphabetical sorting. Item names in Workbench are standardized across all lists. Show Unlockable button now shows recipes you can learn through a plan, scrapping, or can purchase in the Atomic Shop. Unlearned recipes show the name of the plan you need, what item to scrap, or let you buy it from the store. 1-star legendary mods no longer show up under random legendary mods. 2 and 3-star mods now display correctly under current mods when inspecting an item, and improve the learned mod counter. Anyways, carrying on here to the new design changes. We've lowered the level requirements for various perk cards, added more default camp recipes for all players, rebalanced combat in Morgantown and Somerville, replaced the Liberator bots outside of Vault 76 with ghouls, lowered the frequency of enemy attacks on the player's camp, adjusted the gun fu perk effect and text description. The bugs have been exterminated and mysterious construction has begun at the Gilman Lumber Mill. It's interesting. Renamed over 600 camp items, removed the Hunter and Hunted radio station and event. Good with Salt description accurately states the effects of the modification. The refrigerated mod does not stack with the perk. Grenadier perk now applies to Gauss weapons. Players will no longer receive legendary power armor pieces as rewards from events and quests until level 20. Legendary creatures no longer mutate at 50% health to have health regeneration, but instead have 60% increased health. So legendary enemies no longer regenerate. They just have that health bar, and once you take it out, they'll die. Also, various changes to health resistance and weapon damage for the following creatures: Super Mutant, Protectron, Mole Rat, Mr. Handy, Gutsy, Feral Ghoul, Scorched, Glowing One, Assaultron, Mirelurk King, Mirelurk Crab, Cave Cricket, Rad Scorpion, Angler, Floater Flamer, Floater Freezer, Floater Gnasher, Mutant Hound, Liberator, and Mirelurk Hunter. Reduce the amount of pop-up information upon exiting the vault. Increased aid items in low-level quest rewards and challenges. Daily Ops rewards prioritize giving unlearned recipe rewards to players. Once all recipes are learned, players will start getting repeats. Other players can no longer steal your camp's bone chimes. Then you know that was a thing. Anyways, lastly here are bug fixes and improvements Bethesda did within this PTS, which will be coming before we get the Atlantic City DLC. Basically, this is just a huge update to help polish the game a little bit more before we start getting more players when the Atlantic City DLC comes out. At least that's what it seems like, because they are improving the beginning of the game for new players. Anyways, carrying on here, now let's go over the bug fixes and improvements. Adjusted the terrain around the Moonshine Jamboree event and fixed an issue that could cause the event to fail when depositing Gulper Venom with a few seconds left on the timer. Fixed various Excavator power armor inconsistencies. Rad Scorpion omelets now heal Formula P addiction. The Carnivore mutation now works with the Cannibal perk. Fixed an issue preventing players from VATs targeting extra large creatures from a distance. Fixed an issue causing combat groups to persist over long distances, keeping the player in combat. Fixed melee power attacks sometimes not registering as power attacks. The Imposter Sheepsquatch area of attack can no longer damage players who are out of sight of it. Fixed an issue where a player could become stuck in the Vertibird post-expedition. Mutated party packs now grant healing salves when all recipes have been learned. Salvage Assaultron head now displays charging damage instead of single shot. New players no longer receive an unnamed radio station with information on Nuka World on tour upon leaving the vault. Players can no longer attack with auto melee weapons and sprint at the same time in third person. Nuke effects no longer appear indoors. Thanks for your participation in the PTS. We look forward to bringing you these changes and many more to the live game this summer. Okay, so that's when they plan to release this, sometime during the summer. I know for that last fix there that I went over, nuke effects no longer appear indoors. I know there will be quite a bit of players disappointed with that one, but all in all, this is just a huge quality of life update they plan on bringing to the game. In my opinion, I think this is a great thing, especially if they're thinking they're going to be getting, more new players into the game. I think the donation box is a great thing to add into the game because there's already so many giving players out there that literally drop things off at Vault 76 or over at the White Spring Station in the blue suitcase. I'm one of them that, does that. I drop random things off every now and then to new players. So, yeah, just having a donation box and filling it with a bunch of goodies, I can see being a positive thing. Even if someone does try to go take everything from the donation box, they're going to be over encumbered more than likely, because that's a lot of stuff to try to collect out of there, especially if there's a lot of players donating things into the donation box. Just putting things in that they don't really even use to hopefully have another player find use out of that thing that they're not even using and that they threw in to the donation box. I can just see that being all in all a great change. And how they're fixing up the beginning of the game has me questioning if they have something more planned. Like, I don't know. I have a feeling Atlantic City might be something a little different than just our typical expedition that we're going on. I don't know. It just has me questioning, because obviously Bethesda is thinking they're going to be getting more new players, because why on earth would they be feeling like they need to fix up the beginning of the game after 5 years? I mean, they just now deciding to do this right before a huge update. They even said in a previous Inside the Vault article, this is an update basically preparing for the Atlantic City that's going to be coming. So, yeah, I don't know. Has me curious for sure. But like I mentioned before in the beginning of this video, a video will pop up here at the end, and a link to it will be in the description if you want to check out these changes actually in game. I do go over a lot of these changes. They didn't mention the 4 new holotapes that are in the game now in this Inside the Vault article, but there are 4 new holotapes that kind of hint at some future content we could possibly be getting in the future. I'm not exactly positive if we're going to be getting this content, but it definitely does seem like it, because it flows with the Atlantic City theme within the holotapes. A guy named Jack Hunter talks in them, which could be a new character we'll be seeing in the future. But yeah, I guess I start wrapping up this video, everyone. All in all, I think this is a great quality of life update we'll be getting in the game sometime in summer before the Atlantic City DLC comes out. Also before the Fallout TV series comes out too, which I have a feeling we'll be getting even more new players when the Fallout TV series comes up. I got a feeling that's going to be a success, and that'll just bring in more people to play Fallout. I think anyways. But yeah, I guess that's our wrapping up this video, everyone. As always, thanks for taking the time, watching, and listening. Until next time, peace